Mr. Sunny Deol with me. So my rapport was just like one-on-one. So I would just ask him and he would definitely give me the confidence that listens. When I was studying in Jai Hind in my first year was the fact that I only have 2 more years to get a film or to land a role here in the industry. From Churchgate, I would come to Aram Nagar for auditions. I didn't know if I'm meeting the correct person. Hi, this is Sahher Bambba and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
We have this wonderful Sahher Bambba. Her first film, Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas, has earned her very good reviews, and she seems to be a very bright prospect for the film industry. Pleasure having you back with us on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you for having me.
And how important was it for you to just get those positive reviews for your performance? Because the film did not do that well, but you got very positive reviews.
I think it was very important because I'm not from the industry. So for me, those 2 years, all the hard work that we did, it was very, very important to get those reviews that I did. And I think I'm extremely grateful to everybody who liked my performance because I just feel that, whatever I learned, during those 2 years, it was fruitful for me.
So what did you learn in 2 years?
When I always wanted to be an actor, but I didn't really get the formal training that mostly kids start off with and eventually land up a film. So whatever I learned, whatever little I learned about acting was all because of Mr. Sunny Deol and how he taught me. So those 2 years, I think every single day was a new learning experience for me. Just understanding the technicalities or how to just be in the frame and the what do you call the look towards the camera and all that. Those little things were something that I was completely unaware of. So once I started acting is something, those 2 years have been really fruitful. So I'm very, very grateful that people liked my work.
My personal observation was when I saw the film was that you came across as very confident and very natural, and when you see a performance you can realize that whether a person can possibly do it or not do it. How important is confidence in any artist?
I think it's the most important thing because you cannot be faced by the people standing behind the camera, and that to be very honest didn't happen in the first schedule with me, because now when I look back at my performance I'm like, okay, I could have done this differently, but at that point of time I was so new, so fresh that every little thing would disturb me and probably would lower my confidence. But I think as an actor you constantly need to tell yourself to be confident, to stay confident and to just stay focused, because that's very, very important. But however, I think with me somehow, I don't know, maybe it's the love for acting or I don't know, the minute the director would call action, I'd instantly just cut off from the rest of the world and just act. Then there would be no disturbance so nothing could disturb me whatsoever.
There are several observations from a lot of actors that I've spoken to.
Yeah.
Many a times there can be a lot of delays on the sets, and there can be a lot of people, and then you have a lot of opinions, and it can be quite tough.
Yeah.
It's not an easy profession to be in.
That's true. Yeah.
So you may be having the confidence inherently, family and the entire structure that is there, but when you come onto the set and when you get into that mode, what is the learning experience from there on? Because it's the confidence also needs to have like a rapport with people.
Yeah.
Just get along with them.
Yeah.
And just try to understand their moods and mood swings and all sorts of things as well. Then how do you merge the confidence and the way of adapting to people and just becoming more mature maybe?
Initially when I started off, it wasn't that easy because everything was so new to me that people would come and say, okay, this is not working out, or you are just doing it a notch higher than what you should be. But however, I feel that because I had a Mr. Sunny Deol with me, so my rapport was just like one-on-one. So whatever doubts or anybody would come and fill in that, okay, listen, this is not working out, or maybe you're not looking that great today or something. So I would just ask him and he would definitely give me the confidence that, listen, people are just going to look at your acting and nothing's going to matter by the end of the day. Just stay focused, and that eventually took time. It didn't happen overnight. But there were definitely days on set where I was like, okay, what's happening? And I'm not in the best of moods. I don't know how it's going to happen. But eventually, I think you need to learn how to switch on and switch off.
Now, in terms of understanding the sur of any particular character and particular emotion, and when you're just dealing with various actors, various characters, so you also have to alter the sur as well.
True.
How did you learn that? Were you told about it? Was it more from observation while watching movies? How was it?
Definitely, because I've been a big movie buff and I've grown up watching mostly Hindi films. So it could be because of that, and also I think because I had lived with my character for so long that as far as my character was concerned, I was very clear. The graph of my own character, because it was it's been 2 years that we were shooting Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas. So when I had to shoot with other actors, I don't know, I was very much in my comfort zone, and also because of Sunny sir, he directs really well, so that was not an issue. Yeah.
When your first film does not do that well after getting a great, I think, launch, the sort of fanfare you got, and the entire media attention that you got must have been phenomenal, but the movie not doing well, how do you deal with that?
You know, I feel like even though like I got great reviews, but you still have to look at the larger picture. So definitely it was disappointing because we had high expectations out of the film. But having said that, I think there's always a learning to take away, and I think you just gotta like take the goods and the bads and the good reviews and the bad reviews with a pinch of salt and just move ahead and just start looking for your next project and what next that you're supposed to do.
What are you doing next?
So I'm working on something right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk, but yeah, soon I'll be. I hopefully will be announcing it soon.
So I believe you're doing a web series.
Yeah, yeah.
You've already started shooting for it.
Yes, it's been 2-3 days. Yeah.
2-3 days.
Yeah.
All right. So how's the experience?
It's been great. It's a very different setup and a different era altogether. And I'm very excited with the team that I'm working with the director and the producer that I'm working with.
Director and the producer that you're working with. What about movies?
Movies is definitely, I really want to do a feature film now, and let's see when that happens.
One more aspect that I noticed the first time when I met you was your communication skills. You seem to be very clear in your head as to what you want to talk about. I've said this before. What happens at times is that some actors, while they're communicating, they tend to take a lot of time and pauses, and there are a lot of oohs and ahs and all that stuff, but you tend to be like as if this conversation has been done before and you're just replaying it right away.
Thank you.
So how important and crucial has been this communication skill for you?
Actually, I don't know. That's a compliment, but thank you so much. I don't know. I've never really given it a thought as to, you know, how my communication skills are, but thank you so much.
But they're very important actually.
Yeah, that is true.
They're
Yeah.
extremely important as to how you're talking, and because it also shows the clarity of your thoughts. And I think we are basically a sum total of our thoughts ultimately.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how do you think? What are your thoughts like?
I feel
What do you read like? Do you read? Do you like to read?
I don't really read. I don't know. But you know, actually in my head there are lots of things going on, but I don't know, somehow I'm just like able to, okay, this is what I need to speak. I don't know. But there's like a whole lot of things that are going on in my head. That's how I think I tend to speak sometimes really, really fast, because so many thoughts one after the other that I need to speak. But yeah, thank you so much.
हिंदी के बारे में क्या विचार है आपका?
हिंदी मेरी बहुत अच्छी है क्योंकि मैं नॉर्थ इंडिया से हूँ, शिमला से हूँ, एंड घर पे we would only speak in Hindi. Like English, actually I started speaking when I went to a boarding school. And स्कूल में भी obviously English होता था, but language जो हम घर पे बोलते थे was only Hindi.
तो कौन सा बोर्डिंग स्कूल था आपका?
This was Lawrence School, Sanar in Kasauli. So I spent 2 years over there, and then that's when I came to Bombay for my college, and I was studying in Jai Hind College.
Tell us something about your schooling, because Kasauli, you know, it seems like it's like a dream sort of situation for a lot of people. Boarding school, Kasauli, and the hills and the mountains.
It's a beautiful, I think, like boarding school now when I think of it, I think it's so important, and I don't think that I could have survived in a city like Mumbai had I not spent those 2 years in a boarding school. And in retrospect, I sometimes tell my parents that, listen, you should have sent me a lot earlier. Why just 2 years in Sanar? Because it really shapes you as a person, it really makes you tough, and I think that's very important to survive in a city like Mumbai and definitely in the industry.
In a city like Mumbai. Okay, and Jai Hind College, how was the experience of being at the Jai Hind College?
It was amazing. Actually, so I was studying in Jai Hind College. I was doing travel and tourism, and but everything was going on perfectly well, but my accommodation was the biggest problem. So I still remember we were in a PG, my friend and I, and we got chucked out in like a month's time, saying that they basically conned us. So they like, you know, they charge us whatever for the accommodation, and they like, in 1 month's time you got to vacate this place. So then we again went out, not house hunting, like PG hunting, hostels, and there was this one hostel which was 2 minutes away from Jai Hind, where, you know, we were like staying with like 8 girls, 10 girls in one room each. So that was quite a task, and then mode of transportation was the biggest problem, because obviously in Shimla you walk, and you know, you either you basically walk over there like long distances. So transportation was the biggest issue, because I'd never been in a local train, so how to buy the ticket. And I still remember my first experience was I was just standing and I just got pushed into one of the trains, and we just went, my friend and I, and we got dropped off on the wrong station. So it was quite an experience.
Quite an experience, okay.
Yeah.
And travel and tourism. Why was this mean blogger in the film? You're really mean.
I was really mean, yeah.
Right.
I have no clue. I think that's the writing perhaps, but I really enjoyed playing that character. I think it was a little sassy, and the growth and the graph of the character was really interesting for me to play.
So do you make these vlogs in personal life as well?
No, not at all. In fact, I really want to like start doing something, because I can't really like take out my phone and like record stuff. I don't know, I feel shy sometimes, but that I luckily got to play in the film.
Are you like a social media addict? Do you?
Not really, but
are you
I've
really
been
into
told to like stay active and all, but I feel it's a whole lot of effort to like take pictures every second, third day and like post. So whenever I have pictures, I post, but now earlier I used to take a lot of pressure that it's been 2 days, I haven't posted anything, but now I'm taking it easy.
Tell us something about your family.
My family.
What has been the influence of your parents and?
I feel like
in the family?
I wouldn't be sitting here today had it not if my family didn't support me, because I think now when I look back, it was such a huge risk on their part to send their daughter from Shimla, who had such a protected upbringing, and my schedule used to be like schools, ghar se school, school se ghar, and that's it. So I led very protected life. So for them to like support me in my decisions, to send me to a city like Mumbai, to help me with my accommodation, an alien city altogether with no friends, no relatives, was a huge and such a brave decision on their part. And obviously it's an expensive city, so for the rent or the transportation, your Ubers and your Olas of the world, so that was definitely a very expensive, it is expensive, So I honestly think that my parents have been the biggest support system ever. Hi, this is Sahher Bambba and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.